everybody, welcome back. Right now we're looking at some petty revenge wedding stories. My 2 favorite topics in one. Also, new petty merch, full-length t-shirts, petty joggers, petty sweatsuits, petty mugs. Shop.charlottedobre.net. I'm ready. Court is in session. Am I the a-hole for not letting my best friend have her wedding on my property after being uninvited? I mean, I'm already gonna say, no, you're not the a-hole, but how does one even think that they're allowed to have a wedding on your property if you're not invited? Okay, let's just read it. I'm already upset. One of my best friends, Carla, is getting married soon. It's only meant to be a small backyard type of wedding, but they've been planning it for a few months now, and originally it was supposed to be on my property. They wanted it because it's private, has lots of open space for the reception, a nice view, and the house could be used for them to get ready and stuff. Of course I said yes. She and her fiance Rick were very happy. The thing is, Carla and I do have a history. We went out on and off in college, but decided to stay friends. Then I met my wife, we got married, Carla met Rick, and now here they are. Now my wife knows I went out with Carla back in college and she didn't care. Carla still went to our wedding and everything. I never knew if Rick was told or not. It's not my relationship, therefore not my business to say anything, so I never did. Rick found out recently and not in the best way. Not sure how, but from what I heard from friends, this is a mutual friend that told him. No idea why, that we used to date. Not only that, but apparently Carla said a couple years ago she was still in love with me when she was already dating Rick. Ooh, messy. Nice little love square for you. Don't have actual confirmation if that's actually what he was told. All Carla told me is that Rick was told about our past and he's angry at her for never saying anything. It became quite a drama and I didn't hear from her for over a month until now. She told me they're going to couples therapy and that the wedding is still on, but Rick requested that I not attend. It sucks, but I totally get why he wouldn't be comfortable. Then I asked the obvious question, where were they going to hold the wedding then? To my surprise, she said they still want to do it at our place. And where are you supposed to go during all of that? Just like leave your house? What? Oh, okay. Rick said too, and in my mind, I'm going, he doesn't want the guy who dated his fiance years ago at the wedding, but still wants the wedding at his house? Good point. That's weird. My wife and I are expected to not be at our home that weekend. And I told Carla no. They're going to have to find someplace else since we're not going to simply leave our home for them for the weekend. Not only for safety reasons, but it just doesn't make sense. Rick doesn't want me around because he's not comfortable, but is comfortable enough to have their wedding at my house? Tell me you don't have money for a wedding venue without telling me. They really want their wedding here though, and because of that, I've been bugged by not only her, but also Rick and some friends who think I'm being a petty a-hole for not letting them have the wedding here anymore. Honestly, I don't think I am. It just doesn't make any sense at all to leave our own place for a wedding we're no longer welcome to and leaving our home totally vulnerable. Yeah, like, I mean, that's a bit concerning. You know, you just like leave your house there for them to just essentially trash. Not saying that they would, but they could. I'm still being accused of sabotaging their wedding and Rick believes it's the least I can do after everything. Am I the a-hole? The least you can do?
The least you can do. Really?
He's acting like you did something bad to him by dating his wife before him. That's weird. I'm so sorry. You have a past. Yeah, I stick with my original assessment. You're not the a-hole. No bones about it. Let's see what Reddit said though. Rick doesn't want to get married anymore, but doesn't want to be the bad guy breaking up with his fiance. Yeah, totally. Why, if it really bothers you that much, why do you still want to marry her? That's also confusing to me. So he put her in an impossible position so he can get sympathy when they split. Not the a-hole. Excellent insight. Rick is petty and passive aggressive. We don't love this pettiness. That's kind of like, you're just being dumb. And ridiculously insecure. She's marrying you, not her ex. Chill. I don't think it's insecure to not want the dude your fiance was apparently in love with when you started dating to come to the wedding. To me, it would feel like I was the second choice. Then again, I would also break things off if I found out my partner lied about something that important and also said things like that. Rick and fiance are definitely the a-holes though for wanting to use his house after uninviting him. I wonder how their couples counselor would react to that news. It doesn't seem healthy. That fits well with thinking OP should let him use his house for free and be elsewhere because it's the least he can do for having committed the sin of having dated this guy's fiance before he even met her. Yeah, that's freaking bizarre, dude. Y'all got some issues. All right, I think I've read enough. You're not the a-hole, and screw them. And this is your reminder to subscribe because we're almost at 1 million. What? What? If I have 1 million subscriber party, I think I'm probably gonna live stream it so you guys can come. Next, a-hole. Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter that I will not walk down the aisle with her stepdad? My wife and I divorced when my daughter was 6 years old, and my wife had custody of my daughter for the most part since I was too busy working 50 hours a week. She quickly moved on to be with another man 7 years younger than her. I knew from many stories that I've heard my daughter would probably end up being closer to him than me, since not only was our time together very limited, but he was a stay-at-home dad, which means they had plenty of time to bond together, which makes me feel sick to this day. That may sound immature, but I made her promise to never ever call her stepdad dad, that I was her only father and not to betray me, but I have no control over what she or they do in their home. Fast forward to now, my prediction came through and she was obviously closer to her stepdad than me. She has gotten engaged about a year ago, and now that the wedding is approaching near 1 month or so, she's now out of the blue told me that she wants both me and her stepdad to walk her down the aisle after promising me I would be the one to do it. Even though I know they're close, I don't believe he has any right to walk my blood daughter down the aisle. Why not? I am her only father. Well, you kind of should have been in her life then. Sorry. It isn't fair that he got to be with my daughter more than me, her biological dad, and now he wants to take this moment from me too. I think that's a bit pushing it a little bit. I got a bit angry and I told her I absolutely will not share an honor that is meant for me, the actual father of the bride, with some guy I barely know. Well, then get to know him. She told me he's done a lot for her growing up and that I'm being petty over something that happened years ago. I told her I wasn't going to argue about it, and if she wants her stepdad to walk her, she can, but I won't be there to see it. Okay, that's enough. That's too much. You're doing too much. I understand you're upset, but you're just being childish at this point. I was told by a friend of mine who uses this site quite often that many people have gone through something similar. So I wanted to see other people's perspective on it. If it's wrong for me to want to be there, the only one to walk my daughter down the aisle. This thread got people so heated that it's been locked by the moderators. And I can see why. Okay. I think that we all know how I feel about this. I've expressed it already, but this is just like, you're too petty, man. I understand being angry, for sure. It's great that you wish you were in your daughter's life, but like, there's still time, and it's not like she wants to replace you. She just wants both of you to be there. Let's see what Reddit said, though. Seriously, how about instead of being an a-hole, this guy should be happy that the stepfather was awesome enough for your daughter to be considered like a second dad to her, especially when the biological dad can't be there because of work commitments. Plenty of kids in divorce situations ends up with step-parents who don't care for their kids. Yeah. Would you rather have had a like horrible, mean stepfather that treated her really badly? Like, it's great that she likes her stepdad that much. This guy took such good care of my daughter when I wasn't able to raise her myself, and thus they have a loving relationship. What an a-hole. If I'm not the only one walking her down the aisle, I'm not even going to the wedding because my petty hurt feelings and my ego are more important than supporting my daughter on one of the biggest days of her life. She has betrayed me. OP. Good Lord, you're the a-hole majorly. I completely agree with that. I'm surprised this father's attitude hasn't completely alienated the daughter. Clearly the stepfather raised her right. Ooh, and maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's the real kicker here. That whole "you must promise me for life at 7 years old that you will never call this other man dad and you must never betray me" thing, yikes. Just the wording alone is spooky, never mind the attitude behind it. I mean, who knows why the parents divorced in the first place, but that is a giant red flag. That's a good point. You must promise me, little child, that cannot make decisions for yourself. Never, ever make this grown-up adult decision. You're the a-hole. Seriously, you hear a lot of the work commitments thing. That's a rationalization. Unless you're an astronaut on a mission to Mars, the working too much to spend any time sounds weak. That's how I feel too. My pops was military. I followed, so I know the deal, and he spent a lot of my childhood deployed or training for deployment, but he made sure to spend time with me and my brothers when he was home. Tired, working 3 jobs, whatever. Not enough time to every day just call and say I love you. Looks like the guy made the decision to stay away and he doesn't want to face up to the consequences of that decision. That's what I'm saying. Great minds, great minds. I think the whole "I was working too much" is a bit of an excuse. A rather large excuse. Too little, too late. You're the a-hole. And go to the wedding. Like, whatever. Don't walk her down the aisle if you really don't want to, but just like go. You've been absent enough. All right? That's what's up. We are gonna do one more. Would I be the a-hole for taking my friend's ex as my date to her wedding after I got kicked out of her wedding party? Go on. Hey, reserve judgment. My friend is marrying my ex-boyfriend of 4 years. Very, very poopy. It's been pretty awkward. I was kicked out of her wedding party because I was uncomfortable wearing a very revealing bridesmaid's gown. That wasn't that big of a deal as we're not exactly close since she got with my ex. However, she still expects me to take on all the duties of a bridesmaid. I told her that was ridiculous and that she needed to find a new bridesmaid. She then almost uninvited me from the wedding, but instead decided I could go if I follow a specific set of rules, ranging from how to dress to who I could talk to. I was absolutely crushed as I was still looking forward to the wedding even if I wasn't going to be in it. I found out through a mutual friend who was still in the wedding party that the bride continuously makes fun of me and talks about me constantly, and so do several of the other bridesmaids. Ooh, that sucks. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. I was just about to not go when I ran into the bride's ex, who was also invited to the wedding. He's the groom's cousin. Oh, that's hella messy. Whoa. He was also kicked out of the wedding party and was given a list of rules to follow. My bridezilla meter is going off. He and I have decided that we're gonna go together and have fun breaking as many rules as we can, such as wearing what we want to wear, drinking at the open bar, talking to whoever we want to, and dancing. We're not allowed to dance. Whoa! Ding, 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 ding. Nothing we would do to distract from the bride's big day other than breaking the ridiculously petty rules that we're supposed to follow. We're also both at the point where we're both ready to sever ties with the bride and groom. Would we be the assholes? Sorry if this was scattered. A lot happened in the past month and her wedding is in 3 weeks. Thanks in advance. I'm willing to accept my judgment. And accept it you will. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. It's a delightful idea. Really delightful. Genuinely. Like, are you gonna date her ex or are you just going together? Because I think that there's an important difference. Oh, I kind of love it. Like, the pettiness in me kind of loves it. I think that instead of going together, you should go. Definitely. And break some rules. Who cares? But like going him as the date. Oh, that's so tough. That is so tough. Like, it's really fun. It's a fun idea, but I feel like it's too much. It's a little much. I see where you're coming from. I do. I think it might be a little too far. But let's see what Reddit had to say. Just screw the guy in the closet of the reception. Get found out. I bet you their day is gonna be. You're gonna be an asshole if you do it though. I was gonna say go and dance really sexually all over each other, then disappear together for a while. Oh, I love how everyone's kind of on the same page. Don't forget your revealing white dress if you're trying to break the rules. Will look great for sexy dance of the exes. And don't forget to fake having kids and happily live out your lives together for the ultimate revenge. Please do this. He needs to propose to her on the dance floor! Shut up! Who in the absolute hell kicks people out of the wedding party, allows them to come only if they follow a list of rules? I mean, that's crazy, and the bride and groom clearly took crazy pills. Bridezilla and her King Kong groom. I love that so much. Ooh. Leave a like if you know where that's from. All right. Everybody settle down. There is no winner here. Everyone sucks. Reddit has said everyone sucks, and so it shall be. But also, that's a really, really fun idea. Like, I do love it. Stay petty, baby. Subscribe!